Today on a Dr.Phill exclusive, the boy starved and locked in a closet.
He looked zombie-like, and he was in a diaper in fetal position.
Millions watched as Dr.Phill rushed to the scene. Now,
I heard a taser go off, screaming.
the step-siblings speak out.
My mom, she's lying about everything that she said.
I would hear him banging on the wall, crying.
The father
You think he was throwing firecrackers at him in the closet?
and stepmother convicted.
And she's saying, I had nothing to do with it, but you heard her saying, put him back in the closet.
Their exclusive interview.
You won't believe what they saw. It was a heartbreaking story we have been involved with from the beginning. A little boy rescued after being starved and held prisoner inside a closet under the stairs. 5-year-old Jordan Blymeyer made headlines as the boy held captive in what some call the Harry Potter closet. Now, he weighed just 29 pounds when he was rescued. As Jordan lay recovering in a hospital bed, we were the first on the scene, and we spoke exclusively to his biological mother, Wendy Hall, and the Harris County Sergeant, who wanted this story told because he said it was the worst case of child abuse he had ever seen. Now, at the time, Jordan's stepmother, Tammy, the woman he lived with when rescued, refused to talk to us. But her attorneys did let us inside their home and showed us the closet where Tammy and his father denied Jordan was ever imprisoned. Take a look.
A little boy starved and locked under the stairs.
He was wearing a soiled diaper when cops found him.
The bruises and the cuts on this child's body, his bones are literally sticking out of his skin.
Something out of a third world country.
According to authorities, an innocent 5-year-old boy was being held prisoner in a tiny closet under the stairs, allegedly terrorized at the hands of his very own father and stepmother. When you ultimately recover the child, what did he look like?
He had bumps, bruises, cuts on his head. Never seen anything like it in my career, and just horrific.
Tonight, 5-year-old Jordan is at Children's Memorial recovering after police say he nearly died because he was being starved.
His biological mother, Wendy Hall, appeared before a judge. She's fighting for full custody of her only child.
When this child was taken to the hospital, it's my understanding that he weighed 29 pounds.
Oh, yeah. It's something no child should ever have to endure. They had an extra little room inside of the room in the closet, and it was just a small little cubby hole.
What the 16-year-old was saying is that Jordan actually had to stay in that room.
Back in here.
Right.
Has this room been painted since the allegations have been made? Because it's still masked off. What do you think when you look at this?
I think those people are monsters.
Bradley and Tammy Blymeyer were arrested and Tammy bonded out of jail.
Cops found out about this horror because the boy's courageous 16-year-old stepbrother had enough and got into a fight with his stepfather over the abuse of this little boy.
Well, today we have an exclusive interview with 3 of Jordan's step-siblings who describe what they saw and heard in that house. Their mother, Tammy Blymeyer, did eventually sit down with me in an exclusive interview months after I gained access to the house. Now, I'm sure you noticed that when her attorneys let me in, the house looked immaculate, and the closet was nothing like a prison. I said right then on the spot, I thought it was staged, and as it turned out, I was exactly right. When I spoke to Jordan's stepmother, Tammy, she denied abusing the boy. She just said, I had no idea. Here's what she told me. When Jordan was found, he was severely underweight. He had bones sticking out. He had skin coming off.
I never even saw that. I didn't see him looking like that.
Why was he wearing a diaper when he was found?
Because he wore diapers at night. He had accidents.
He was 5. Did you ever see him lock him in the closet under the stairs?
We didn't even have a lock on the closet.
Why did your own son tell the police that that was happening?
I can't answer a question, why did he say that, if I don't even know that he said that.
Your allegation is this whole thing is completely fabricated. Jordan was never in that closet.
I never saw that.
Well, the police reports say that 16-year-old and 14-year-old say that he was kept in there.
There's a lot of inaccuracies.
Well,
in that.
but you said, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
know what's being said. I just told you what's being said.
I don't know what the police report.
That's one version. You're saying that never happened.
I never saw that.
Is there some version of it that has or hasn't been said that involves Jordan and this closet?
I can't answer that. I'm not Brad.
You were this child's stepmother. He was living in your home. Did you let that little boy down?
I think there's a lot of people that let him down.
Are you one of them?
Yes.
You know, I've spent a lot of my professional career studying and working in the area of deception detection. And that woman was lying to me. I knew it then, and I know it now. Now, almost 5 years after that interview on this stage, Jordan's stepmother, Tammy, has been convicted of injury to a child by omission and sentenced to 28 years in prison.
Testifying in front of a jury, 21-year-old Cody Frank and 19-year-old Allison Frank. The Frank siblings testified that their mother and stepfather said nobody could interact with Jordan. Cody said he found his stepbrother emaciated and foaming at the mouth inside this hidden closet door. Inside, he said, were exposed nails, wires, and what he says was firecracker paper. The siblings said Jordan disappeared for extended periods of time and eventually was rarely at the dinner table.
Breaking news tonight.
Hours ago, a jury sentenced Tammy Blymeyer to 28 years in prison.
We, the jury, having found the defendant, Tammy Blymeyer, guilty of injury to a child.
Once the judge read the sentence, Blymeyer's children were overcome with mixed emotions inside the courtroom.
It's no mystery why we're all here. You made a big mistake and ultimately have to face the consequences.
Jordan's biological father pled guilty in 2016 and was sentenced to 15 years behind bars. Jordan is now staying with his biological mother.
Let me tell you what happened here and why this thing fell apart. When we got into this story, we came in hard, we came in fast, and these people didn't have a chance to really put all of their ducks in a row. Once we got onto this story, we flew into Houston like really fast. We were at the hospital talking to the family of the little boy that had been rescued. We asked to talk to Tammy, and they said, no, we can't let you talk to her. But I said, if she hasn't anything to hide, why wouldn't she want to talk on this little boy's behalf? So the lawyer said, well, I'll tell you what, we'll let you inspect the home. What they didn't know is that I had on standby a helicopter in downtown Houston, and I was on board that helicopter and out to Spring, Texas within minutes, and we showed up at the house ready to go in and inspect. Now today, for the first time ever, the step-siblings who saved Jordan's life are speaking out. You won't believe what they say they saw. Jordan's step-siblings, Cody, Allie, and Dylan, are the ones who eventually saved his life. They say when Jordan first moved in with them, everything was normal.
I was about 14 when Jordan came and lived with us. Jordan was about 3 years old. He was just an outgoing, happy kid.
He was always playing and laughing, and he was my little buddy.
Everybody got along fine. Over time, things started getting more stressful. Brad was definitely the main abuser. He would do things like smack him on the back of his head.
One time, I had heard yelling and stuff going on downstairs, louder than usual. I heard Brad go into the room where Jordan was kept, and then I heard a taser go off. I heard screaming.
I heard Jordan yelling, "Stop, don't do that." Previously, Brad had threatened to tase me. My mom would step in and she would question what Brad was doing, but she kind of stopped because she said it wasn't her kid and she didn't have a say in it.
Well, thank you three for being here. I really, really appreciate this because every show that we do, every conversation we have, is really a teaching tool and a cautionary tale for other families. And sadly, every situation doesn't have heroes like you guys. And I know you don't like being called heroes, but you did what had to be done. How many kids were in the house at the time?
There were 7.
There were 6 there, and then when he was added, he was the 7th child in the home?
There was a lot of us.
So at the time, what was he like, and how was he treated when he first came in?
Brad brought Jordan there, and it was just like having a stepbrother, you know. He was treated like all of our other siblings at the beginning. I mean, there's nothing abnormal about it.
Well, what really happened behind closed doors in this house of horrors? What was going on that we suspected but didn't know? They're going to tell us what was on the other side.
The best way I could describe Jordan was a human skeleton.
He looked zombie-like. He was foaming from his mouth a little bit.
I think that if we didn't open the door, he would have potentially died.
DC is the city of pure craziness. What they're claiming, the Samuels are looking to divorce.
They say divorce is separated.
What? The book is officially out this Sunday.
I cannot put this book down.
I don't have time to take a break. I haven't been able to just be excited.
So they're renaming my street that I grew up on, Quicksilver Way.
I'm Joy.
And I'm Clifton. Love, sex, and paychecks.
Clifton kind of saw Ashley rolling her eyes. That bothered him.
Where is Monique at tonight?
I thought she would be here.
Now, you in the hallway now. Man, stop playing with me for these people, man. Conversation.
Wait. Keep playing with me, and I'm gonna stop playing nicely.
Who's playing with you?
It's my thing.
Chaos.
The whole bunch of drama.
Love and Marriage DC returns Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central. Part of Real Drama Weekends on OWN. You don't want to miss.
You have a dark soul.
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central.
How did Kellogg's combine crunchy oat clusters with a touch of honey, plump, juicy raisins, and tasty fiber into one delicious cereal? It took a lot of brandstorming. Get it? Kellogg's Raisin Bran Crunch. 2 scoops of delicious.
Now it's a great time to play Solitaire Grand Harvest and enjoy a new world of Solitaire. Discover fun and challenging levels with so many exciting features that I don't even have time to tell you about. So, download Solitaire Grand Harvest for free and see for yourself.
Across the globe, the vast majority of children with cancer will die. Those children deserve so much better. The thing we are called to do is to make sure that those children are surrounded by people who know how to provide the very best care possible.
Hair has always been central to my identity.
Once I started taking Nutrafol, I could see my hair get thicker. It's also made my hair stronger.
Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement.
Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com.
This arm cream is a game changer. I used to always cover up my bat wings every time we went out. But this cream has made my arms look so much tighter. Maylee's B-Flex Lift and Firm Arm Cream is actually clinically proven to help smooth and tighten the look of arms. I just rub it in a circular motion and I can feel it working. I literally cried when I saw the results. My husband even thought I got an arm lift. Get free shipping and a 60-day money-back guarantee only at Maylees.tv.
From the very first touch, Pampers, the #1 pediatrician recommended brand, helps keep baby's skin drier and healthier, so every touch will protect like the first. Pampers.
I had been interested in getting my dog's DNA tested, and what I really liked about Embark was that I could get their breeds tested, but I could also get a genetic health screening done. Willie is at risk for kidney and bladder stones, and through Embark, I was actually able to have a consultation with a vet and learn a little bit more about it. Having this knowledge makes us feel really good because this is a thing we can prevent later on in his life.
Try today with promo code GetEmbark at embarkvet.com.
Attention, anyone who served, lived, or worked at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Camp Lejeune's drinking water was dangerously toxic, and base personnel and their families have since suffered cancer and other illnesses. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and were diagnosed with cancer, you may be eligible for significant compensation. Call the Driscoll firm now. Consultations are free, and you won't pay a fee unless we get you the money you deserve. 1-800-273-4800.
Let the chips fall where they may. There are some things that I've heard.
I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse. I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love. New episode Friday, 8/7 Central.
34-year-old Tammy Blymeyer made national headlines last year after being accused of locking her 5-year-old stepson Jordan in a closet under the stairs inside their home and nearly starving him to death. The Dr.Phill Show, which airs on Channel 2, got an exclusive look inside the home where this allegedly happened. Tammy is the biological mother of 7 children. She was pregnant with the 7th when she was allegedly locking and starving her stepson Jordan under the stairs.
At first, did he sleep just like all the other kids in a bed at all?
Our brother, who was about the same age as him, they set up two toddler beds right next to each other in like the den area, and they pretty much like shared a room down there.
Okay, was he a difficult child or a stressful child?
He was just as stressful as any typical 3-4-year-old.
Yeah.
Like,
He was a handful, but
he was just as stressful as our other brother was, who was the same age. So.
Right. So he wasn't like an outlier in some way where he was different from everybody else.
Not at all.
Okay. So how did Bradley treat you three?
When he first moved in, we got along pretty good. He, being new to the picture, of course, he's gonna kind of be on his, I guess, best behavior, so to speak. But as time moved on, I guess it slowly, it became worse.
And when you say it became worse, how did it become worse? And it was towards all of you, any one of you, towards Jordan?
He began to have like angry outbursts, and my mom and Brad started arguing a lot more, and he just kind of gave up.
When you say he gave up, what do you mean?
He first addressed us and said, things were going to be different and with him, and he was going to try to clean the house and help us out and be the dad. And then over time, my mom is in charge of the house, and so he really wasn't allowed to step into that role.
Something in him switched up, and he just all of a sudden became like, no, I can't be nice to you anymore. I was like, you can't be nice to me anymore, what do you mean? And he was like, well, your mom put it in line like this. I can either be your friend or I can be your parent.
What did you say to yourself when an adult says that to you?
I was like shocked, like, what do you mean? Like, and he wouldn't like elaborate on it. He explained just like he did. And so I was left with just confusion.
Who ran the household?
Our mom.
Okay. Well, let's take a break. Coming up, Jordan started disappearing. When Cody, Alan, and Dylan asked their mother where Jordan was, they were shocked by her answer. We're going to find out what it was after the break.
People gonna talk in D.C.
They're claiming the Samuels are looking to divorce. I'm back. And own that. And again, and again, and again.
Love and Marriage DC returns Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central.
Dad and I finally had that talk.
No, not that talk.
About what the future looks like.
For me, I may have trouble getting around, but I want to live in my home where I'm comfortable and my friends are nearby. I can do it with the help of a barber, personal shopper, an exercise buddy, someone who can help me live right at home.
Life's good
when you have a plan.
And deep breath in.
Did you know that people everywhere are recommending GoodRx?
My doctor told me about GoodRx to help us save money on our meds.
And my daughter told me about it. I take a lot of prescriptions. GoodRx helps me keep up.
My neighbor showed me the app. It helped me save on my kids' allergy pills.
Americans everywhere are sharing the savings.
Dropping off a prescription.
Great.
Another good reason to check GoodRx.
Were you diagnosed with ovarian cancer or mesothelioma after regular use of talc products? Call 1-800-900-9260. You may be entitled to significant compensation. Talcum powder manufacturers failed to warn customers of cancer risks, leading to billions awarded to cancer victims. If you were diagnosed with ovarian cancer or mesothelioma after using talc products, call the Driscoll firm at 1-800-900-9260 right now.
This isn't dry food or wet food. It's not burnt brown pellets. The farmer's dog makes it simple to feed your dog real food. It's real meat and veggies. Freshly made, developed with vets, delivered right to your door. That's why dog lovers are choosing the farmer's dog. A smarter, healthier pet food. Delivered. Visit tryfarmersdog.com and get 50% off your first box of food.
Thank you. Next.
Can I return this love-hate relationship with cookies?
Of course. Do you want to return them both or just the hate?
I can just return the hate?
Yep.
I love that. Hate the hate.
Hate the hate.
I hate the hate.
Hate the hate.
Learn how to eat all the foods you love, even cookies, brownies, and desserts, and still lose weight. Weight Watchers can teach you how. Start today at WW.com.
BetterHelp makes therapy accessible to all for a number of different reasons. Sometimes people are looking for that relatability. They're looking for someone who looks like them.
Being able to share parts of your identity with your therapist can be really important.
Over 100 million Americans have low or no credit. Self is a new way to build credit. No credit score required. Self customers who start under 600 and make on-time payments see a 49-point bump in their credit score on average. Download the app today.
You don't want to miss.
You have a dark soul.
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central.
Jordan would cry to me and say, I'm hungry. So at that point I would ask them why they weren't feeding him, and they would tell me that he was lying and he was just being manipulative. I realized that that wasn't true, and I started bringing him bread when I could. Anytime he was around, I told him I loved him, and I told him that he was my brother and that everything would be okay. It was really hard to watch something like that happen and not have anyone be able to do anything.
When 5-year-old Jordan Blymeyer was rescued in 2014, he was so emaciated the hospital could only feed him 100 calories at a time. But Jordan's father and stepmother weren't just starving him. There was more to it than that. Take a look.
I started to notice little things like Jordan's pillow being taken away and his blanket. From there it moved to Jordan asking for food.
When Jordan did eat, it was like leftover pizza crust, bits and pieces of whatever they may have had from dinner. My sister and I would try to give Jordan food, but we would get in trouble if we tried to interfere.
I first was aware that Jordan was in the closet because I actually heard him crying. They told me that he was in the closet because that was his timeout. The closet that they put him in was a closet inside of a closet. So it was like a little cubby hole.
It was like a hard cement floor with nails and stuff coming out.
I could actually hear him through the stairs asking for help. Help me, help.
If I ever asked my mom why he was in the closet, she said it was none of my business.
Allie, you seem really sensitive to it and picking up on what was going on, and it's so difficult for a child like you because you have awarenesses but no power.
Yeah, I took care of all of my siblings, and it was hard because he was now one of my siblings, and I wanted the best for him, and I wanted to do what was right for him.
How was he being excluded or marginalized when he wasn't in the closet? What was happening to him then?
When he wasn't in the closet, Brad, if Jordan was like bothering him, he would typically take his anger out on him by throwing him to the ground. There's one evening that I came downstairs. Brad had been telling Jordan to stop doing something, and Jordan didn't listen. He threw him to the ground, took his belts off, and started just wailing all over him. And Jordan was crying, saying, "Stop, that hurts."
When it came time to eat, and y'all would be at the table, he was not permitted at the table.
Yeah, it was hard to notice at first. We didn't always have family dinners like every night, but at the beginning, you know, Jordan would be there. And as time moved on, it became a regular thing, you know?
You would hear your mother say when she got stressed, she would tell Brad, go put Jordan back in the closet.
Yeah.
And would he fight going in the closet, or would he submit?
At the beginning, he would cry and yell.
I would hear him like banging on the wall and asking for help and just crying and screaming, and just, he didn't understand why he was there.
As time moved on,
it just became a regular
thing. He became more submissive to it, yeah.
And there were firecracker papers residue in the cubbyhole, the closet where he was kept. How did those get in there?
I believe it was due to Brad throwing them in there, just abuse towards Jordan out of anger and frustration.
So the popping sound you heard, you think he was throwing firecrackers at him in the closet?
That's my belief based off of.
I heard it from my room too.
You called the police on more than one occasion.
Oh yeah, the police were out at her house.
I want to say it was like a monthly thing.
I want to say it was like every other week. I mean.
You'd call them and tell them what?
Brad was assaulted me a couple of times. We would tell them everything that was going on between Brad being in and out of jail, stealing things, the way that it had changed our life. And, you know, I'm 16, 15 years old. Like, tell me what to do, you know?
And you called about Jordan on more than one occasion.
Yeah, yes.
And what would they do when they came and did a check on that?
I guess because my mom wouldn't let them in the house. They couldn't really do anything. They didn't have enough evidence to go in there, and I wasn't of age to let them come in.
Well, coming up, Cody let Jordan out of the closet and says his little brother was emaciated, looked like a zombie, and was wearing nothing but a soiled diaper. We're going to go inside this dramatic rescue next.
We saw an opportunity to let him out.
Cody came sprinting out of the room, and he speared Brad into the wall, and they started fighting.
My first reaction was really just to make as much noise as possible.
I was scared. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Closed captioning provided by...
Now, experience a non-invasive filler developed with dermatologists. New Rock Derm Correction Serum with our patented retinol formula. 97% had lines filled instantly and deep wrinkles reduced in 4 weeks. It's clinically proven.
Do you own a home or a condo? Then it's time you learn about American Residential Warranty.
Hi, I'm Anthony Sullivan.
And I'm Michelle Edmonds.
And we're here with important information for every homeowner.
Did you know home appliance and major system breakdowns cost homeowners an average of $1,700 per year in repairs and replacements?
American Residential Warranty can help cover those costs with home service plans starting at less than $1 a day.
For most covered repairs, you simply pay a small service fee, and American Residential Warranty will take care of the rest,
including parts and labor.
American Residential Warranty replaced my dishwasher with a brand new one, and I only paid a small service fee.
I woke up on a Saturday morning, there was no hot water in the shower. So I called American Residential Warranty. They sent a repairman to fix the problem the same day.
Plan options include coverage for central air, heat, and ductwork,
Interior electrical systems and plumbing,
major kitchen appliances,
water heaters,
washers and dryers,
garage door openers,
ceiling fans, and more.
even pools and spas.
American Residential Warranty gives you security and peace of mind with plans starting at less than $1 per day. And you get a 30-day money-back guarantee on any plan.
Call now or go to getahomeplan.com to learn how you can get 2 free months.
And for a limited time, you can get a home security system valued at $850 free with any plan.
You can call American Residential Warranty 24 hours a day.
Their customer service is incredible. When my air conditioning was broken, they came out and my AC was fixed the same day I called.
You can save money with a home service plan from American Residential Warranty.
Call now. There's no obligation. But hurry, if you wait until you need a home service repair,
it'll be too late.
Call 1-800-459-7397. Again, that's 1-800-459-7397 or log on to getahomeplan.com today.
For the doers, the change makers, the moms, and dads, for all those seeking a better future, Walden University has been advancing remote learning for more than 50 years. With a degree from Walden, you can make an even greater difference for you and those around you. Walden University.
Come on, open book.
Okay, open book.
The 3-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul. Oh.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn.
You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central.
People gonna talk in D.C.
They're claiming the Samuels are looking to divorce.
I'm back and own that. And again, and again, and again.
Love and Marriage DC returns Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central.
We got a call of a 16-year-old and his stepdad fist fighting in the front yard. Deputies respond and separate them. The 16-year-old starts saying, look, we're fighting because he came home and saw that I let my 5-year-old stepbrother out of the closet. He was hungry, he was being abused. The deputies immediately go inside the house, start looking for the 5-year-old. A few minutes later, we're told by witnesses on the scene that the stepmother, moments before our deputies arrived, had fled the location with the child.
Well, when this story broke 5 years ago about the little boy held captive in a Harry Potter type room in a closet under the stairs, we spoke to everyone involved to fight for justice for this child. Now today we have the final piece of this story, and you just heard me talking to the sergeant who is saying, Dr. Phill, I want you to shine a bright light on this. We got to break this wide open because of the courage of these siblings here. They are the ones responsible for saving Jordan's life.
The day that I found Jordan in the closet, I had just gotten off work. Brad and I had already gotten into a heated argument.
And it just escalated very quickly. And we saw an opportunity to let him out. And I was scared. I didn't know what was gonna happen. But Cody was like, no, I'm gonna do it. So he opened the closet door.
The best way I could describe Jordan was a human skeleton, way underweight. He had gash or something on the back of his head. He had bruises all over him. He was like discolored and just, it was awful.
He looked zombie-like. He was foaming from his mouth a little bit, and he was sitting in a diaper in fetal position.
He was skin and bone, and when I held him, I didn't even feel like I was holding anything. He was so light, and his cheeks were sunk in.
I had never seen anything like that before. This was the worst shape that I had ever seen Jordan the whole time that he had been living with us.
Cody came sprinting out of the room, and he speared Brad into the wall, and they started fighting.
My first reaction was really just to make as much noise as possible. Went outside, was yelling at the top of my lungs. I was gonna find a reason for somebody to come into the house and get some kind of help.
I think that if we didn't open the door, he would have potentially died, but I'm glad that we didn't have to find out.
Well, Allie, I think you are exactly right, because when I visited at the hospital, they were having to do what's called refeed, and that's why they were having to give him only 100 calories at a time. So he was in organ shutdown at the time you said, I'm making all the noise I can. I'm going to raise hell till something happens. So God bless you all for raising the hell that you did. Now, do you think that he had been drugged as well? Because you said he was zombie-like, or do you think this was weakness from malnourishment?
I absolutely think he was drugged. Brad was complaining about how Jordan doesn't ever shut up, you know, he won't stop. He was like, I'm just gonna go get Jordan his medicine. I just know he was using it to he said, put him to sleep.
Take me through the moment that you as a child made the decision to take on a full-grown violent man on behalf of this stepbrother, because I'm trying to put myself in your shoes. I may get my ass whipped, but enough's enough, and now we're just going to throw down here because this is stopping now some way or another. What went through your head at that moment?
I mean, my first reaction when I really, you know, had that gut feeling when it started adding up and the way he was treating him wasn't right, it was just my initial reaction.
And before the police came, your mother took Jordan and fled.
She left the three of us there with Brad when she left.
Then she came back and got you?
Right.
And she took you to a motel where they were staying?
Yes.
And what happened in that motel?
Or Jordan said he was hungry. And my mom turned around, she said, oh, you hungry? She was like, you want some pizza? And he was like, yeah. So we went and picked up like 2 or 3 like large pizzas. She told Jordan he could eat as much of the pizza as he wanted.
So what was her point in getting the pizzas and feeding him at that point?
I guess she was just trying to like show that she was trying to feed him.
Hoping maybe to fatten him up or
right.
Before they got caught?
Right.
And how was he reacting at this point?
I mean, he was just happy to have food, honestly.
Coming up, Tammy says she wasn't involved in punishing Jordan and her husband Bradley was the one to blame. That's next.
Has this room been tainted since the allegations have been made?
There was no way that she kept the house that clean.
It definitely completely looked like something that you would see on a home makeover show.
Closed captioning provided by...
Let the chips fall where they may.
There are some things that I've heard. I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse. I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love. New episode Friday, 8/7 Central.
She's hungry. He's hungry. They're hungry. That's why at Purdue, we're always hungry for better tasting chicken. So we use all vegetarian feed and no antibiotics ever. Because when chicken is raised right, it tastes like nothing else in this world. Purdue, hungry for better chicken.
Migraine hits hard, so you hit back with Ubrelvy. You level up. You won't take a time out. 1 dose of Ubrelvy works fast. It can quickly stop migraine in its tracks within 2 hours without worrying if it's too late or where you are.
Unlike older medicines, Ubrelvy is a pill that directly blocks a protein believed to be a cause of migraine. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Most common side effects were nausea and tiredness.
Migraine pain relief starts with you. Learn how AbbVie could help you save. Ask about Ubrelvy, the anytime, anywhere migraine medicine.
This is the momsticle course. You gotta be quick, have your hands free, and always remember piano lessons. We're late. Oliver! So you need shoes smart enough to keep up. Kiziks are the truly hands-free shoe that can handle anything Mother employs of you.
Where did you get that chainsaw? Amazon?
It's time to upgrade to the original hands-free smart shoe. Free shipping, free returns, free the whales, free Britney. You get the point. Get your own Kizzicks today.
We're going to the Super Bowl to enjoy men the way the Romans did.
Let's go!
Sweaty, tight pants.
On February 3rd.
Taking this one is cute.
Best friends.
I've never been to a party like this. Why is champagne such a violent beverage?
Get into the best trouble.
So you don't have any tickets. Do you think you could get us in?
Follow me.
Blanc.
Hi.
So big.
Thank you. Ow. 80 for Brady. Only in theaters February 3rd.
I'm losing weight with the Slim Fast plan.
Wait! That's Slim Fast of the 80s. This is today's Slim Fast, with creamy shakes like mocha cappuccino.
Whoa, radical!
And what's even more radical is that you can drink it wherever, whenever.
Get ready to say those 5 little words. No, not let me get the pancakes, or I'll have all the bacon. We're talking about
Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity.
I'm gonna get the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
The Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
I think I'm gonna have the Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity.
Yep, it's back for a limited time. The $6 Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity combo. 2 eggs, 2 bacon strips, and 2 fruit top pancakes. Only from IHOP. Download the app and earn free food with every order.
Come on, open book.
Okay, open book.
The 3-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn.
You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville New Reunion Part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central.
How do you have a child in that condition in your home and not notice it?
Well, whenever happened to Jordan happened within a small time frame. My life was just so busy with the other kids, and I had 5 of my own children that I was taking to doctor's appointments, you know, band, soccer. Brad was responsible for taking care of Jordan, and everywhere that he went, Jordan went too.
What did you think when you saw that interview?
Like, I don't know, like she's definitely lying about everything that she said.
Clearly she's lying. I mean, we know that. And she's saying, I had nothing to do with it, didn't know it, wasn't aware of it, didn't see him. But you specifically heard her telling Brad, put him in that closet. You all 3 heard her say it.
Yeah.
And when you saw the house on camera, what did you think?
I was shocked.
Yeah, I was too. That looked nothing how our house was before.
I noticed right away something was very off about this house. Take a look.
When Dr. Phil came to see the house, it was absolutely staged.
It definitely completely looked like something that you would see on a home makeover show.
So the 2 boys slept in here?
Right.
Uh-huh.
There was no way that she kept the house that clean and made everybody's beds all the time.
Has this room been painted since the allegations have been made? Because it's still masked off. It looks awfully pristine if 2 little boys lived in here.
If it has not, I don't know anything about it.
The wall upstairs was in the process of being built. It was not painted. There was nothing in there was ever there before.
You're saying nobody went in and staged that house for our cameras to walk through?
No, I have pictures of the house from March 11th, and it looks exactly like that.
My mom and Brad definitely tried to skew people's view of the way that the house looked at the time.
You know there was paint rollers and pans and everything, brushes and everything just outside the back door.
He started painting it in November or December, and I think it was just finished in February. The tape was still on there because he's lazy. That's why the paint rollers were in the backyard.
When I look at this house that's so pristine, and you're telling me I was so overwhelmed, I didn't notice this emaciated child walking through my house. It was just complete, utter chaos. This just got lost in the mix, and I'm looking at this house and I'm going, really? Really?
You had to be shocked when you see the house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? I open the front door, walk in, and I smell fresh paint. Either somebody's written stupid on my forehead. I start looking around, and the masking tape is still up on the edges of the room. I go out in the backyard, and I walk out in the weeds in the backyard, and these pans are out there, and the rollers are wet. I also opened another door and saw this in the garage. It looks like that stuff had been in the house and dumped out into the garage when they staged the house. I also investigated the actual closet where Jordan was allegedly held. You won't believe what I noticed that made me know without a shadow of a doubt that Tammy was lying and that little boy had been kept in that closet after the break.
Dupixent helps you do more with less asthma and can help you breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
I'm a performing artist, so a healthy diet is one of the most important things. I also feel the same way about my dog. We were feeding her dry, triangle-shaped ingredients long as the yellow brick road. We didn't know how bad it was for her until we actually got the good food. We got her farmer's dog sent in the mail. It was all fresh. When she started eating healthier, she started being more active and smiling more, running more, playing more. I want my dog to have a healthy and long life. The farmer's dog really helps that out.
See the benefits of fresh food at betterforthem.com.
Hey, Charlie the Tuna here. How does she do it? By refueling with Star-Kissed tuna, salmon, and chicken pouches. Tear, eat, and go with Star-Kissed pouches. Try Star-Kissed Smart Bowls. Grains, veggies, and tuna. It's a grain bowl in a pouch.
You can see here in my before and after pictures how much more loose and apparent my stretch marks were. And now in my after, you can see that it's so much tighter and firmer. I tried everything to fade the look of my stretch marks. And then I was introduced to this. Maylee's B-Flat Belly Firming Cream. This has changed my life. My belly looks so much tighter and firmer, and I'm just so happy that I finally found something that works for me. Grab free shipping and a 60-day money-back guarantee at Maylees.tv.
Whether it's a last-second bake sale, Taco Tuesday, or a meal for your future in-laws, it's gonna be great. With McCormick by your side for over 130 years, it's gonna be great.
There's always a fresh deal on the Subway app, like this one. 50% off? That deal's so good, we don't even need an 8-time All-Star to tell you about it.
Wait, what?
Get it before it's gone on the Subway app.
It takes special dedication to care for our elderly, especially when they need it most.
At Visiting Angels, we help seniors remain independent and safe in their own home.
And give families that special peace of mind, knowing that their loved ones have the best care possible.
America's seniors need our helping hand. So if you care about caring, come on and join our team.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
I'm Dr. Oppenheimer. Many of my patients want better sleep. I recommend Somnipure Melatonin Gummies from Force Factor. With great tasting Somnipure Melatonin Gummies, you'll fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up refreshed. Rush to Walmart for Somnipure Gummies from Force Factor.
People gonna talk in D.C. They're claiming the Samuels are looking to divorce.
I'm back and own that.
And again, and again, and again.
Love and Marriage DC returns Saturday, January 21st at 8/7 Central.
Let the chips fall where they may.
Tension's gonna fly.
Everybody's dating each other, but everybody knows they're dating each other.
Your directness is getting out of hand.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, well.
If you're looking for a man, say amen.
Amen.
There are some things that I've heard.
It's so embarrassing.
Okay, sweetheart.
Next. I think he's a fraud, and I don't think he's a good person.
It's only gonna get worse.
I ain't gonna do this with everybody.
This is too much.
Ready to Love. New episode Friday, 8/7 Central.
Well, Tammy's attorney allowed me inside Tammy's home in an attempt to prove to me that she was a good mother and that despite the child being 29 pounds, bruised and near death, Jordan was well cared for. Let's take a look at what I found.
This is the closet.
Okay.
And then if you go back here.
Let me help you with it. How long have these clothes been?
They stay here. But back here, if you move all of the stuff, which is why it's just ridiculous that the 16-year-old says that this is where he stayed. There's baby clothes and baby items. What the 16-year-old was saying is that Jordan actually had to stay in that room.
Back in here.
Right. And as you can see, not possible.
So for her to get to her 1-year-old's stuff, she went under a solid row of clothes, got down on her knees, opened this, and got stuff up for a 1-year-old?
When you have 6 kids, you do what you can.
So Tammy's position that this child was never kept in this closet?
Never kept in the closet.
Never punished by being put in this closet?
Never punished by being put in the closet.
Was never in here, never in this cubbyhole crawl space?
It didn't happen.
What do you see when you look at that closet the way it's shown here?
Did not look like that at all. There was nothing in there. I mean, other than nails and wiring, and I mean, it looked a lot worse than that was.
What she was telling me is that if she needed something for that child, that she crawled under all of those clothes in the outer closet, opened that door, reached in there, pulled open those drawers, crawled backwards back out of there, got up and put that on the child. And I said, you telling me that's what she does every day? She said, well, when you got too many kids, you do what you have to do.
That part right there never happened.
No.
This right here, that's just absolutely staged.
That's completely made up. How it looks in the cubby hole,
right?
Everything in there was added later on.
Okay, that was put in for our cameras, our benefit.
Yeah.
I've often said a non-credible denial can be much more damning than an admission. So we're in a staged house. It's, as they always say, the cover-up's worse than the crime. And so now 28 years in prison. Now coming up, Cody, Allie, and Dylan testify against their mother at trial. Why they never questioned speaking out against her. We're going to talk about that when we come back. Closed captioning provided by...
Starting Friday. You gotta get with it or get lost. Ready to Love returns with new episodes, followed by the new series, All the Single Ladies.
You ladies have decided?
I empathize. Friday at 8/7 Central. Part of Real Drama Weekends on OWN.
Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats. Connect on a sweeter level.
My daughter and I finally had that conversation.
Oh, no, not about that.
About what comes next in life.
For her.
I may not be in perfect health, but I want to stay in my home, where my family visits often and where my memories are. I can do it with help from a prep cook, wardrobe assistant, and stylist. Someone to help me live right at home.
Life's good
when you have a plan.
Slotomania presents Slotomania's New Year's celebration. Download now to receive 1 million free coins, a free piggy, and we'll multiply your first 23 wins with a new 2023 multiplier. Slotomania. What will today spin?
Trent. Will Trent.
Name?
Special Agent Will Trent.
Will can teach you to see things that no one else does.
I bet I can solve this tonight.
He's good police, and he's objectively hot.
Boom.
Will Trent, new on ABC.
At St. Jude, we don't care who cures cancer, we just need to advance the cure. It's a bold initiative to try and bump cure rates all around the world, but we should. It is our commitment. We need to do this.
Hi, I'm Karen. I lost 58 pounds on Golo, and I've kept it off for over a year. It was so easy that the weight just kept coming off. That's when I knew that this is real. Golo works. I still can't believe that I look like this.
Welcome, baby, to the world of plants with organic Gerber Plant-tastic, Gerber's first range of plant protein recipes for little ones. Made from yummy beans, grains, and veggies. Make their world plant-tastic.
Come on, open book.
Okay, open book. The 3-part reunion concludes.
She is the definition of the devil. You have a dark soul. Oh.
Damn, Tisha.
Damn. You don't want to miss.
Oh, you talking about when you hacked his phone?
What the f?
Oh, I'm gonna get past it.
You are changing so many lives.
This.
I'm very concerned about you.
Love and Marriage Huntsville, new reunion, part 3, Saturday at 8/7 Central.
Well, I'm back with Cody, Allie, and Dylan. They are the step siblings of Jordan, who sadly, tragically, was abused mentally, emotionally, physically, starved, and rescued because Cody just finally said, I don't care. I'm just going to raise enough hell until something has to happen. They've been very forthcoming about what took place. They testified in court, not so much against their mother, but on behalf of this child that needed someone to stand up and speak on his behalf. How did you decide that you were going to speak out about this and say the right thing?
It was still, of course, it was probably one of the most difficult things I've ever done in my life. But it's just what was the right thing to do,
Do you have any regrets?
No.
How about you?
No.
How about you, Dylan?
Not at all.
Have you talked to your mother since the trial, and have you talked to her since she was sentenced just recently?
No.
No.
Do you have any desire to talk to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'd all like to have a relationship with her again. I haven't seen her since I was like 16, and I don't know how that would work because of the fact that she can't accept what happened.
What would you say to her?
I guess just why, really? I think that's kind of the question everybody wants to know, is what was going through your head when this was happening, if anything was.
You realize there's got to be something seriously wrong with her to allow this to happen. She needs serious help, right?
Yeah.
And until that happens, I think you have to be very guarded because if she's diluted enough that she tells herself she didn't do anything wrong here, then her compass is way off. Because if you have empathy, then you're sitting there as a mother knowing that there is a hungry, scared, cold, hurting child in a dark, cold space while you're sitting there having dinner. That's really messed up. And I would hope that you would really say that to her when you talk to her. Say, you need to stop lying to yourself. Now, Cody, Allie, and Dylan say they recently reunited with Jordan at a birthday party and that he is healthy, happy, and thriving. So you guys saw him and he looked good?
Yeah, it was really good seeing him like that. After everything that had happened, he had definitely put on a lot more weight. He was happy.
Yeah. It was awesome. We walked in there and he just acted like nothing changed. But he was playing video games and he was happy and he was like running around outside and he looked like a little boy and it was the most amazing thing.
Well, that's great. I'm so glad to hear that. Look, I want to thank Cody, Allie, and Dylan for being brave enough to share their story and to show that if you're a child inside a home and something isn't right, don't be afraid to take action and don't stop until you get help. We're going to have all kinds of numbers on drphil.com where you can reach out for help. And, we always say, if you see something, say something. And I add another piece to that. If you see something, say something and do something. Don't let somebody continue to suffer. Do what these guys did, because they actually saved a life here, I guarantee you. So God bless the three of you for being there and doing what you need to do. Yeah. If you want to talk more about this, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And do not forget to subscribe to my new podcast called Fill in the Blanks. That's PHIL, fill in the blanks. It's the #1 new podcast. You can find it on Apple, Stitcher, anywhere podcasts are found. It's right at the top of the list. Thanks for watching today.